Caruso runs a break. Caldwell Pope goes to the wing here. James! Oh!
Trying to play at the defensive end. Got blown by back.
Oh, yes!
Hook jam!
Harden, step back. Puts up the three. Got hit. Shot's good! And one!
Back this time here. Steph.
Oh, Russell Westbrook!
The Jazz. The Utah Jazz. Now, we talked about Donovan Mitchell. Now we talk Louisville, man. Hey, Louisville guy.
I ain't got no Louisville swag with me, but they know. But they
know. Louisville guy. The Utah Jazz are on a roll. Best record in the league, sitting at 20-5.
Eat that, Shaq.
We talked about Donovan Mitchell, on the show last time with his, when his interview with Shaq, and Shaq questioned him in his superstardom. But the Jazz has been on, I think, a 16, 17 game winning streak so far. Like, it's incredible. Let me dive into it. So, Mike Conley has talked on JJ Redick's podcast saying that Coach Quinn Snyder, he said this is the team that he's waited for. They traded for Bogdanovich, or they signed to him before last season started. They traded for Mike Conley. They got Jordan Clarkson in a trade, and they still got some of their main guys with Donovan, Rudy Gobert, Joe Ingles, and those guys. Royce O'Neal, who's playing power forward now at 6'4". They got all these guys. So they got all these shooters around. And you got Gobert, who's being that rim running protector and a defensive anchor down low. So they've been spraying. They lead the league right now in 3-point percentage. I think in attempts too. They've been spraying. Watching these guys.
As a team, they're shooting 40% from three right now?
It's ridiculous.
Something like that. Yeah, 40% from three on 42 attempts.
And it's ridiculous. They even on the, and not even just on the offensive end is where they're shining. On the defensive end as well. Having those type of guys, like I said, they have Royce O'Neal at power forward, 6'4". The switches that these guys are able to do, and with Rudy Gobert, who's already a 2-time defensive player of the year, and who is becoming a better perimeter defender as well. The defense is very stifling. It's very it's quick. With Donovan Mitchell being the star of this team, he's getting better. He's consistently getting better. Is this Jazz run? Is it real? Are they really a top team in the league? And will this continue on for them in the playoffs, where it really matters most?
I'm a little iffy on it, just because, like we mentioned, they're tearing it up from three right now. They got 5 guys, really 4 guys, because one of them is Jarrell Brantley, who's only shooting 1-3 a game, so I can't really count him. But Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, Bojan, and Joe Ingles, and Royce O'Neal. So it's 5 guys that are shooting over 40% right now. Personally, I think that might be an unsustainable number. I know we're about a third of the way into the season, so maybe they can sustain. My money is they can't. I think their defense and their offensive output, at least as it is outside of 3-point range, will be able to be sustainable. Donovan Mitchell, he's a scorer. He's a walking bucket, so I ain't got no problems with him. Mike Conley's actually been pretty good this season, which I've been waiting for, because he was pretty sorry last year. And I was waiting for him to actually play like the Mike Conley that played in Memphis, and we're finally seeing that
he's
now.
Actually on that podcast with JJ Redick, he's actually came out and talked about how this year he's actually been clean. He became more comfortable and learned to play with Rudy Gobert, who is a rim runner like he is, instead of playing with Marc Gasol, who knows a little bit on the slow side, but still a great center. Right. That him getting more comfortable is contributing to why he's playing better this year.
Yeah. So overall, I think they're a good team. I still can't pick them over any of the LA teams. I think that Denver will eventually get things right again. I will also say, though, that I said Jamal Murray would not play as good as he did in the bubble when the season started. You did not believe me, and I was right. But I still think both the LA teams are better than them. I would love for them to prove me wrong, especially because Donovan Mitchell is one of my favorite players in the league. And especially because after somebody like Shaq says something to you like that, I just love sticking it to be, me. I love to prove people wrong, and I love to see others do the same. So I'm rooting for the Jazz, but if I had to put my money down on somebody, I would be selling Jazz stock when it came playoff time if they're playing against any team from LA.
To the moon!
To the moon!
To the moon!
Doge coin to the moon! To the moon!
Jazz to the moon.
Jazz to the moon. Jazz going to the moon.
Now, I'm with you on that. I'm with you, because we seen them in the playoffs last year. Now, we saw they got eliminated in the first round against the Nuggets, who came back 3-1, did it twice against the Clippers. We saw what they did, but we saw Donovan Mitchell, put on a show there. So
57.
yeah, just destroying the entire series. Watching them two go ahead, it was phenomenal to watch. But if the threes don't hit, I saw Charles Barkley, make this point too. If the threes don't hit, what happens to the offense then? What happens to the team then? Because they as teams, not even just the Jazz, but teams around the league are just living by the three, and them being the best in the league right now. A lot of teams are crediting. Steve Kerr says it looked like the Warriors back in 2014 during their championship run, and they said it looked like them. Just because of just their style and just how fast they get up and down the court. Mm-hmm. Is it sustainable? That would be the real question. Because other than Donovan Mitchell, who else is going to be that guy on the team that's really going, if he's having a bad night, who's going to help him? Jordan Clarkson been playing very good, 6 man a year candidate.
Definitely.
He's 6 man a year.
Averaging 18 off the bench.
Front runner. He's front runner MVP candidate. Can it be him? I see nights where when he's went off when Donovan Mitchell ain't there. So could it be him? Is it Bojan? Is it Joe Ingles? I don't. It's not gonna be Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is not known for his offensive prowess. No. We know he's a good pick and roll guy. He's a good defender. But as far as like carrying that offensive load, and especially we know how playoff basketball is, it's a little bit more slowed down. So how they will play in the playoffs, it will be intriguing to see, especially against some of these top teams, like we said, both the LA teams. We also have, even in the West, the Nuggets. What if the Trailblazers come and sneak in there when CJ McCollum comes back? He was playing phenomenal for his injury. The Suns, who's number 4 seed right now too, and a litany of other.
I told you about them Suns, didn't I?
You did, but I hope it's real. I'm intrigued because I would want to see another team to come in there to shake things up, but I'm still rooting for the Clippers to come out of the West this year. I feel like with them, I feel like they have a different mindset this year. I want them to come out. Of course, you're gonna say Lakers. We debate about that all the time, but I have them coming out.
It ain't much of a debate.
All right, we'll see. Old man Bron getting tired. He's over getting mad with.
Y'all keep telling him that.
He's saying it now. He's saying it.
Tell.
He said, "Oh, I'm too old to play these double overtime games. Blah blah blah. I'm tired. I don't want to do this."
You talking about that game where he hit that 3 to force OT? You talking about that one?
Yeah.
That's old man Bron? Okay.
I'm telling you what he's saying. I'm not making this. I'm telling you what he's saying. He's saying he's tired.
I'm telling you what I'm seeing. All
right.
He's MVP candidate. He's MVP candidate over Kawhi, ain't he?
All right, he can be MVP candidate
over MVPG, ain't he?
You know why he's an MVP candidate? Because LeBron's numbers are actually kind of.
They have a better record.
That's really the only reason. That's really the only reason. And he's old. That's the real narrative. Because his numbers are like just the same, if not a little bit down than usual. So I don't really. If you really look at his numbers,
at the end of the day, the only people who worry about regular season accolades are people who don't win nothing in the postseason. So if you want the MVP,
but LeBron the one who complained about MVP candidacy, bro. We ain't gonna go into this, bro.
It's all right. He got Finals MVPs. Ain't worry about that. You wouldn't know about that. You wouldn't know about that.
So
none of your teams have any of those. You ain't got none of them.
Anyways, I would like to see where the Jazz take it. If they make it to the conference finals, hey, that'd be good. That'd be good for them. It makes them look better. Hopefully they'll be able maybe to attract somebody there.
I would love them to lose to the Lakers in 5 in the conference finals. That would be a great outcome for me.
We'll see where they go. We'll see where they go in the postseason.